special. Our residential female. Hey, wait, no, we're going by your alias this time. Heavenly Sequoia here. Welcome, Heavenly. Yay! You don't have a co-host today.
That's fine.
All right.
I don't need one.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. This thing is. I'm trying not to touch it.
Oh wait, you gotta show the camera. My boy just got tatted.
I don't know if they'll be able to see it because I'm not gonna get up. But yeah, it's Monkey D. Luffy.
Monkey D. Loop. We if you want to, we can take a picture of it later and then put it in there, put it in the video.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Give him a little everybody gotta get your 10 seconds of fame, my G.
Of course, yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels fine. So the guy that did it, his name is Jason. He's cool. I went to No Regrets. That's a tattoo place.
Yeah.
Time flew getting it done. It was only like an hour and a half. It didn't hurt. So
Okay. Did you use the numbing cream you were talking about? Or you just went through it, thugged it out.
honestly, I did, but it wore off like before we even got there. So it was like whatever. I don't think it worked. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. You said it felt like a tingling. It didn't feel like it was numb. You felt like the needle hitting you.
Yeah, no, I felt it the whole time, but
okay.
it didn't hurt. So I guess this is what he was using, but like it didn't hurt. You know, it felt fine.
Hey, maybe he's not heavy-handed. Maybe some artists just a little bit more heavy-handed.
Well, he's been doing it for like, I think he said like 25 years. Or
oh yeah,
like
he got it.
So he's been doing it for a long ass time.
Yeah, he got it.
Well, yeah, because if you're heavy-handed, you'll see it really bad in the skin. Your skin will start whooping up and getting red.
I think that's why this one over here looks like a brand.
Yeah, mine is still.
It's a little raised. It's a nice tattoo. It's just you could feel it.
Yeah. Nah, and then this one, I really like it. He pays a lot of attention to like detail and shit like that too. Because I'm picky, so
yeah.
You know.
This is the first one after years of talking about this.
Yeah, because I haven't been able to decide, so I finally was like, this is what I'm gonna get. So I'm glad I waited until they got to like 1,000-something episodes in One Piece for this to come out.
I'm dead. And speaking of waiting, spoiler alert, we're about to go ahead and hop right into the if you haven't already noticed the cup that's on the table, if you haven't zoomed in and was like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, Ubambe.
Ubambe, my ninja. We're going to talk about Wakanda Forever. We all three of us have seen the movie so far. Give a little couple of first impressions of what we feel. We have not talked about. The only people who have talked about this movie has probably been me and Heavenly. I'm sorry. Me and Heavenly. We'll cut that out.
It's been in every other episode.
Facts. I'll go back and cut those out. But nah. So we'll go. I'm about to say you can go around the table. Everybody's first impressions, just like we did with Black Adam. We can start with
You go first.
You go. Well, dang, right into it.
Just go this way.
All right, so first impressions of the movie. It was a very emotionally driven movie. It was a very emotionally driven movie, especially with Chadwick Boseman's death and how they were going to implement that. So my impressions of the movie overall, it was a good memorial for him. As in movie wise, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It was a good movie to me, but it wasn't crazy. It was just something there that seemed more of like an in place holder to memorialize him and bring in other characters. It's more of a builder for me. How about you?
I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like there was a lot of like dead moments in the movie that I didn't really like. But I mean, other than that, like you said, definitely was a build-up movie, and it was a solid movie. So
I gave it a 5.
Yeah. I told you.
It was boring as fuck.
I told you. I was like, Derek is gonna. He's gonna.
It was so fucking boring, bro. There was a person that ended up leaving. They never came back. Jeez. I almost fell asleep.
Which
is rare as fuck because I never fall asleep in movies. But it was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
And I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't care about nothing. The beginning of it, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really good from the way that they, started it off. I don't get emotional like that with the thing, but I was like, this is I understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, it's like right fucking here. And then after the beginning, everything plummeted. I was like, I don't care anymore.
Stop caring.
Yeah, it was ass. But it is what it is.
I feel. Do you feel like it was worse than the first one, or was it?
Oh, most definitely. I told you, I gave the first one about like an 8. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, but it was a solid-ish movie.
Yeah.
This one was just fucking trash. Like, I don't fuck with it at all. And actually, it's getting a lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that like it, and then the people that don't like it, they really don't fucking like it.
Yeah,
so.
it was definitely one of those half and halves for me because some parts in it didn't quite make sense, and I was telling him about it, and me and him were debating about it, and he was trying to make up like little scenarios. Oh, maybe this happened, and
Like what?
Okay. First, hold on, the door's open, and then the way it swung open kind of freaked me out.
I got you. Talk amongst yourself. I close it.
Okay, but no.
Then
so
the dog just comes in.
I'm gonna cry. So you know how in the movie, like they were like, okay, the dude was like, blow into this shell, and I will come to you or whatever.
Right.
So on the bridge scene, when they show the fuck up, first of all, what fucked me up was how did they know that they were there? Nobody blew into no shell. There wasn't any devices of them like, oh, GPS found you, bitch. Like, there was nothing. That is what really sat with me during the entire movie.
And how did you try to make that make sense?
I just told her. I said, look. I said there's plenty of times where villains have just popped up randomly with be like, damn, how do we find you? I told her I agree with it. It's a plot hole. I said there was no reason why they should have found them as quickly as they found them.
Well, so the reason it doesn't make sense to me is he didn't know who the fuck she was. He also left the thing to try to, because they don't have technology.
Yeah.
And technically it's called something with a T. I can't remember. But they live in Atlantis. Yeah. They just can't call it that because of legal reasons.
The sign went off.
Damn. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll turn it back on a little bit. We'll edit a little bit.
Every scene from the movie that we're talking about, we're just gonna just pop it up right here.
But no, they had to also change his name to Namor or
Namor.
It's called T'Chaka, whatever. It was something stupid.
Was it Cool Khan? Cool Khan.
So yeah, but they had to change all that shit because of like legal reasons. Or whatever. Yeah, it's owned by Namor's owned by.
They still call him Namor in the movie,
but they had to make it sound Hispanic.
Oh well, yeah.
Because his name is just straight Namor, but they had to make it sound like Namora.
Yeah.
So they have to like
Angela Bassett. She said, "Fuck that shit." she was like, "Yeah, this Namor," and I was like, "Didn't he just say his name was Namor?"
Yeah, but it didn't make sense because they don't have any technology to figure out where they are. There was nothing to show where they were. Also, they don't have like what Wakandans have, where they can track the vibranium and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a plot hole for sure.
Kind of showed up randomly.
Yeah, I was fully
mad.
There. I was like, yeah, but when you're watching something, you just like, that didn't make sense, and then you just keep it pushing.
Yeah,
that was like how it was, and I saw it. I was like, that didn't make sense, but I was like, plot. It's just a movie. The bad guy got to show up at some point. And
so I also
the plans.
I didn't like Shuri.
You didn't like Shuri?
No, I didn't like Shuri. Her mom was straight. I can't ever remember her name, but the chick that plays Michonne in The Walking Dead.
Akone?
Okoye, yeah.
Okoye, yeah.
Yeah, she was cool, except when she got knocked the fuck out.
That shit was funny.
He hit her hard as fuck.
He did.
I was like, God damn. And then I was like, oh, her arm is out of place. Ooh, that looks like that hurts.
Oh, wait, yeah.
When they were on the bridge.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was fucking
I also didn't like Riri.
He was two-piecing her ass.
Yeah. I also didn't like Riri Williams.
She was all right. She seemed like she just needed some strong, like, that's just her introduction type stuff. That's what I think they're doing the same thing they did with Spider-Man with her. When he came up in Civil War. Like how they just threw him in there.
Maybe. But, I mean, even with that, though, it wasn't like, she's just fucking annoying to me. Like I just didn't like her at all.
That's what I said.
She was
annoying.
She was annoying.
She didn't give off annoying
bro.
to me. I think she gave off like it was she for some reason. You know
Like
what she
kind of trying too hard.
You know who she was? She reminded me of. Well, that was her moment to try hard, I guess.
Well, but it's also like I've heard a lot of people compare her to like one of those really smart people that try to act like they're hood people, but they're not. And that's kind of how she was in this movie.
That is true. That is how she was.
So
Well, we don't know her technical background. She might just be smart as hell from a hood background. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, she's like in the comic book, she's like super smart. She's like 15. She skips like all of school and everything. And then she kind of like gets Tony's shit.
You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of like somebody from like All American. Like if they pulled somebody from an All American cast and made them super smart. That's like the
I don't know what
it's the football show I was telling you about.
I've still never seen
You
it.
need to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's it on?
It's on Netflix right now. It's on CW though. You know everything CW breeds is great.
That's not true.
I don't know. I just feel like this movie had, from the way people were talking about it, I just feel like it had more potential. But then again, you gotta think.
If you didn't get that much, but if you didn't do that with the first one, it wasn't gonna happen with the second one. That's why my like, I didn't have high expectations. So that's why I was able to enjoy the movie as much as I did. I was like,
well, because I didn't want to go see it.
yeah.
But you know, every time I go in, I have like zero expectations when I go in because I'm like, well, because there's been movies where I was like, I don't want to see this movie, but then I go see it and I end up liking it. So that's why I just try to go in with no expectations. But
Right.
it constantly ruined my expectations. Constantly. But I semi kind of liked Namor, even though like he was kind of fucking stupid.
We can talk. I stand behind that wholeheartedly. That this nigga was dumb.
Yeah, and you know, he tried his little best with those little fucking wings, bro.
He tried.
Nigga drank a whole bunch of wet Red Bull, man.
The amount of aggression she used on him at the end of that movie was the amount of aggression I was developing for him during the movie. I was like,
I mean,
you deserve this.
I didn't dislike him at all. Like I understood where he was coming
That's
from.
yeah.
Like,
I understood.
I understood it all, and I was like, "That's cool," but you're still like really stupid at the same time.
That was the part that I was on. I was like, this, like everything that was contradictory about it, I was able to make sense out of off the strength of looking at his perspective.
Yeah. We're gonna start getting into spoilers in a minute too. So just to let y'all know, because the movie's still pretty new, so I know I went hard on y'all for like the Black Adam thing.
The fact Black Adam was out around the same time, like maybe a week out, and we didn't care then.
No, Black Adam had been out for like 2 weeks.
I thought it was out for like a week.
I don't know. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. But yeah, no. I didn't expect her mom to die, but I also thought it was stupid how she died.
She died quick.
I even said that in the movie. I said, "Damn, that quick."
She did. It happen. I was like, damn. My heart.
Because
I was like,
because my thing for me too is like I don't know why she would have died for a person that's not Wakandan, because the people of Wakanda don't care about anybody that's not Wakandan. So she risked her life for a random girl for no reason and then drowned. I mean, she became a stereotype. Anyway,
at that point, it's like you gotta go off from the first movie standpoint. T'Challa basically taught everybody in there because he got his mindset mainly from his mother than his father, because his father was on that like Wakanda Forever, like ain't nobody coming in here. The mom was
fuck that. You're the
that's
reason
not
why
true.
all this shit just fucking happened.
That's
You're
not-
the
I know.
reason.
No, I'm saying we know that she's a reason, but she knew that it was like.
But that's not true though, because she immediately after that went to the UN and told everybody, "Fuck all of you. This is straight Wakanda. I don't care about nobody else."
Yeah,
so that completely contradicts that, because she never even told him that he should try to spread out Wakanda. She never told him to do that. That's what his dad did, and then he died. And then she didn't want him to do that because she didn't want him to die. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
that was
Okay,
never.
okay.
She was never that.
I forgot. I
open.
got it mixed up with the two.
Right.
But with the situation was, well, the part where her going into the UN and telling them not like don't come into Wakanda, That part actually, man, I was like, okay, I get that. I wasn't
I
mad
ain't
at
lie, that
that.
shit was hard.
I didn't think that was selfish. I was like, because we know.
No, I wasn't
yeah.
saying that was selfish. I was saying like that's a reason why it doesn't make sense for her to risk her life for somebody else because she's also the queen and everybody looks for her for guidance and all of that thing. And it's like, well, you're technically way more important.
Yeah.
And also technically, if she would have died, then Namor would have left.
Because I guess it was one of them situations where, yeah, spur of the moment, this is a child. You don't want to see a child out. And she just lost her son. So the last thing she probably, from an emotional standpoint, is like, they're going after this innocent girl who has no idea what the hell she's uncovered. The government used her stuff in order to figure out something. And she thought this was like, this is a community project for school, which that's what it was. It was a project for school. And then they end up using it, find the situation, now trying to come after her. And I guess she's coming from the standpoint of, that's not right. Let's not kill this girl. Let's not kill like.
Nah.
No, I mean I get trying to protect her. I get that part.
Yeah. You just think it's dumb overall.
I understood everything up until that one point, right? Because everything else makes sense. Like obviously you're going to try to protect somebody. Mm-hmm. That's fine.
I would have put her somewhere else though.
Well, she really should. Like when she told her to like get behind her, she really should have told her to like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Instead, but
because you kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, and I thought it was. I like Namor, right? Mm-hmm. He's really cool to me. That's the only reason I wanted to go see this movie. But god damn it, he is so unintimidating with those little fucking wings. he was just flying there as they like run in, and he's just like. I'm going to give you guys a few days to bury your dead, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill everybody. And then he just kind of Red Bulls away.
But that's the funny part about it. That's the funny part about it. This nigga, a person who just flew away with winged feet, like not even winged feet, wings on the side of the ankles.
Yeah.
And said, I'm going to come back in 3 days and like kill all of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd probably be a little intimidated if somebody did something like that. I'd be like, wait.
I laughed so hard when he came out of the river. Because I thought he was just going to walk over to them. But he, like, flew out of it a little bit. And I was like, you look so fucking goofy.
And the way he had his arms.
That's the intimidation factor. That's the part right there. That's the like.
But why did he have to have him, like, so far?
Because, you got think about it now.
He got a balance, though. So I guess
But think about it now. Out of all the people that get into Wakanda, everybody else who's, like, the most dangerous individuals on the earth cannot find this place. And then the one dude.
He said, yeah, I've been up under y'all. I mean, that was easy.
Literally, the one dude that while they're trying to mourn, they're in the middle of trying to bury.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I get all of that.
Out the water.
Like, I get all of that, but it's so stupid looking. And he's just like, I just want all of you guys to know. And then I don't know how he put it down, the thing right there. Mm-hmm. Because if he put that down before they noticed that means he should be extremely fast. But
oh yeah,
you talking about when he put the shell down in front of them?
No, not the shell. He put the machine down.
Remember the machine they looked over?
Yeah.
But that means he should have extreme super speed that they never showed again.
Well, he also said, he had other people with him, so his other people could have just been off on the side, in a way.
Well, no, I think he said he came there alone the first time.
Yeah,
because he was talking to them.
Because remember they looked at the machine and were like, when did he do this?
No, but he also said that I have people with me. He
said he has an army with him.
He has an army.
But he wasn't saying they were there.
So he wasn't talking about right then?
No, he was just saying, like, if we got problems, I got a whole army.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The streets are behind me regardless. Just know.
Well, the ocean, not the streets.
No.
That's what I thought he meant. So I was like, okay, that makes sense why the machine.
Hey, speaking of the ocean, that thing was really cool with the whales when the whale like turned upside down and it like flipped the tail up and
all of them just came off.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
I was like, they were using the ocean better than Aquaman. I was like, this man, they boy got it going on.
And they were swimming very fast.
They were moving, boy.
Their bodies.
So I don't know. I guess it looks goofy to me because I'm used to like Aquaman.
Because
like
Aquaman
shoots straight and they're just like this, like some fucking.
He's like, we're more accurate.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I would think his little wings would go.
Oh yeah, I thought the wings would just propel him through the water.
Yeah, but it was cool how he was when he was fighting because it's like he's skating instead of like just like flying.
Yeah, I can say the fighting in this movie was better than the first one. I like the fighting in this one more than I liked it in the first one because it was a lot more. The choreographing was a lot. They were
The only fight that I liked was the ship one when they were on the sides of the ships, just fucking them up. It's the only part that I liked.
That's what I'm saying. That's mainly the part.
Honestly, I mean, to me, the fighting was worse because it really wasn't fighting in it. It was like group fighting because you can't really say group fighting is good choreographed fighting. Like choreographed fighting is like between just a small amount of people, but they even had that in. I would say the fight with the rhinos and shit. I would say that's probably almost as good as when they were on the ship.
It's not. I think it had more moments on the ship. I think the ship had more moments.
It had more moments because there's probably more people. Yeah. But I mean, the rhino stuff in the first movie, it was mostly just Black Panther.
Well, I guess narrow it down to the action part. Then I'll say the action in this one was better to me. Because it wasn't that much in the Black Panther one. Like the first one, it wasn't that much.
There really wasn't much in this one either. Because it kind of like it really just copied the first one. Because if you look at the first one, I mean, there's only fighting with him in the beginning.
It was it was the build up of talking,
the little war section, him fighting Killmonger twice, and that's it. In this movie, it was Okoye fighting the one guy, and then. All of them fighting the Atlanteans or whatever, and then Shuri and Namor. So it was just 3 fights.
I didn't really care for their fight though.
Their fight was pretty
Shuri and Namor.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
She was good, but I mean, I understand like she's not obviously going to be like that fucking skilled. But at the same time, you have the Black Panther. Like, you are the Black Panther now. So I kind of expected it to be more, but then I understood that it just wasn't going to be what I thought it was going to be.
The only thing for me is, I don't know how she's still alive and how her spine didn't get severed by that spear.
It's the same.
Well, it looked like it just came all back together.
It went to the side. No, she got stabbed right here. It did not
look like it, because, like, I looked at it, and it looked like it went through the middle.
Well, from
it was on the side. It was close to the middle, but it was definitely on the side.
I'm talking about when she
pulled it out.
When you look at when she first got stabbed,
and
you look at her back, it's in the middle. But then when they switch like the other frame and she pulls it out, it's like in the side.
Well, maybe it was diagonally put in there. I don't
Probably.
know.
I don't know.
I was like, that's the only way it looked like it, because like I saw them talking about that. And then they were like, how'd she survive? And then they were saying the same thing about Iron Man when he got stabbed all the way through by Thanos. And they were like, it was kind of same area, same situation. And the main reason she survived is because she would have fucking died if she didn't have the Black Panther stuff.
Right. Which the only problem with that too is it kind of makes the beginning part doesn't like not make sense.
Which beginning part?
With her trying to figure out like his illness. Because that's how they pretty much like, well, he died from an unknown illness and they couldn't fix it or whatever. And that's what she was trying to find the herb to fix it. But what the herb does is it protects you from all illnesses and all that shit. And it helps you heal, which is why she was able to heal from her getting stabbed. So them saying like he died from an illness doesn't technically make sense. It's kind of a little plot hole.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Because I mean, he should have never gotten sick in the first place, because he would have just healed from it. I mean, well, it would have made.
So it's basically saying there's a disease out here that can take you out that the herb can't even fix.
Well, I mean, if they were going to say that, then
they should have
mentioned it. But I mean, this is just like, he got a cold and he's gone.
Yeah. They should have just went with I don't know, because the last scene, you saw the cut scene, didn't it?
What, with the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like then
that part threw me the fuck off.
I was like, I was upset with that.
I don't think it was necessary.
I was upset with it, honestly.
I liked it.
The reason that I was upset with it is because I would have preferred them to recast him versus replace him with Shuri, and then them try to appease people by saying, oh, well, we still have T'Challa.
They couldn't do that.
It's a kid.
They couldn't do that, it's a main reason why they couldn't do that, and that's off the strength that he ended up becoming ingrained with that character.
No, they could have done it.
I'm saying they could, But the thing is, we know that they weren't, off the strength of him being, when he became Black Panther, it was so big within the Black community that he had such a staple on that him, and then him dying on top of that is a difference if he just said I couldn't do it and somebody else recasted him.
See,
But
but
he
the
died
problem-
in that character.
The problem is the reason why I know that they could have done it is because originally everybody was saying don't do it. But as time went on, because this movie was supposed to come out like a few years ago, but it didn't because of, people getting sick and whatnot. More and more people were like, you should just recast it. It would be better. And so all the people that said you shouldn't ended up saying you should.
Yeah,
More people would have done it, and honestly, it would have worked a lot better too because having a lot of the scenes and stuff like that in this movie make no sense because they had to get reshot with her versus having him.
No,
And you could have just
everything
done
you're
it
saying,
normal.
yeah, it makes sense. That's how the movie works. Like, somebody gone, you got to replace them at some point. That's just how it would go from a logical standpoint. But there is too much emotionally drawn. Like I said, the movie was emotionally moved. Everything about it was off strict
It
emotion.
felt like it was all over the place.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying because it's all over the place because they have to keep redoing stuff because all of his parts that were in it, they had to add the emotional part to it because it was never there in the first place. So, I mean, the movie it's honestly it's a mess to me, but it's just because they either they should have done one of two things. They should have just recasted him and done the movie the way it was supposed to be, or scrap the entire movie and reshoot the whole movie.
Well,
Because it would have made it, the story would have flowed
would
a
have
lot
flowed
better
better.
if they would have just scrapped it all. If they were going to keep Shuri, then that's fine, but scrap it all and then redo the movie versus then mixing both.
Well, regardless of them doing that, it's contracts and stuff that weren't gonna allow that. And then it would have been bad. It would have been bad. Like, this wasn't a Rhodey situation. This wasn't a like, oh, we can take out Terrence Howard, throw in Don Cheadle type of situation to play Rhodey. This was taking, like, Chadwick Boseman was a stronger Black Panther. For them to switch it out, yeah, they could have, but then he's in the MCU. They're treating it as, even if people say, yeah, just go ahead and change him, regardless of whoever said it, to Marvel, it might have been like, no. Like, we can't just put somebody in these shoes. Nobody can stand in these. No, it could have been any good ass Black actor that could, like the dude we talked about last time from Leverage. Could have stepped in and played that character.
That would have been amazing.
He could have stepped in and played the character, but at the same time, that's a lot of pressure to put on another actor. That's a lot, especially after somebody dying. And anybody would probably want the role, but then trying to take on a mantle, I would.
Franchise. He was the franchise.
He was the franchise. I would rather somebody come in and be a different version of Black Panther. Scrap the whole story at that point, just like they did with making a multiverse or something. If you're gonna do it something like that, because
But that's still recasting him.
I'm saying it, but it'll be better with, like, story wise.
But that changes nothing. That's exactly.
But I'm saying
like, you can.
It changes everything because you wouldn't have Chadwick's T'Challa. You would have a different T'Challa, just like Toby's Spider-Man
That's
and
fine.
Andrew's Spider-Man.
But
That's what I'm saying. It would have been better.
It's still a recast though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you're saying
Like,
just switch out a different actor, throw him in there, and change
you
it.
can do it however you want to do it. You can do multiverse or whatever. It's still a recast of that character. At the end of the day, it's still going to be T'Challa. It might not be the normal MCU T'Challa.
I'm saying for it to also sell from a business standpoint, because you can't just because it's going to be hard to sell if you're bringing in some B-list celebrity that you're going to try to build up and make T'Challa, or you throw some A-list celebrity that's going to charge way more than already having the guy you had that end up passing away, instead of making the multiverse theory and then doing it like that, or just using what they already did, which was take a character that's already in the universe and decide to just capitalize on that character, which was Shuri. They're going to just capitalize off of Shuri, which they already did. Bring in Riri, which they already done. It may have not been the way it was going to happen, but they did what they did, and they played the cards where they had to play the cards with.
And that's fine.
That's how I look at it.
The only problem is you do that and the shit fucking failed.
I mean, it failed, but it's still mixed
So-
reviews because Black Adam had mixed reviews too. We fucked with it, but a lot of people hated
Well,
it.
I'm talking about financially.
Oh, financially,
They're
they gonna get paid regardless.
no, it's not.
Who's
Because
not going to see it?
it did not make the numbers it's supposed to make in its first opening. If everything keeps going the way that it's going, they're going to be losing money. They spent like
That was a huge project.
they spent like 500 million, and they're projected to get 800 million. They're not getting that.
Well, that's fine. It's Marvel.
But no, what I'm
It's
saying,
literally I get what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying to you is you're talking about the business aspect.
Yeah.
I'm saying what you said failed.
No, okay, I understand. I'm saying I'm understanding the failure of it, but I'm looking at the long run. You're still gonna capitalize and make more money. You're thinking now. I'm thinking forever.
That's
thinking-
that's fine. But I mean, what I'm saying is, if it doesn't do good now, there might not be a forever.
I mean, yes, it will because it's still part of the phase. So you can't just act like it didn't happen.
No. I mean, that's true. But
Which phase are you talking about? Are you talking about the Black Panther phase in general,
No,
or
I'm talking-
just
we're talking about
I'm
like
talking about phase four.
all phases,
Like all phases right now.
Marvel.
Like that played a particular. Even though the movie might have been trash, it's like same thing with like what's another like trash Marvel? Like Thor. In my opinion, Thor 2 wasn't as good. Dark World wasn't as good, but it still served a purpose in the MCU. It didn't make as much money, but
Well, the way that I look at it, it's more like a Incredible Hulk kind of thing. The Incredible Hulk was a part of the MCU. It failed, and then they just never went back to it again. They just ended up changing it into Mark Ruffalo's thing, and they never did any other movies with it. So like they might end up having stuff where like they might have to go with Wakanda, but there might not ever be another Black Panther movie. Is what I'm saying.
Black Panther 3
because if it does
quotations,
right. So what I'm saying is, if this movie fails, there might not ever be another Black Panther movie. That doesn't mean that there won't be Shuri. That doesn't mean there won't be Shuri or any of that stuff. It just won't be another Black Panther 3. And that's what I'm saying, because it's a failure. So that's what I'm saying. Because that's what I mean. It might not have a future.
yeah, I get that. I don't know. It might
And I could be wrong.
by the
but I'm
strength
saying-
by the strength of it. I'm saying like I'm not disagreeing with you on the fact that the movie could be like, oh yeah, it failed. But I'm going off the strength of it's Marvel, and what they did in the past, they might have the power, a different type of power now to be able to push past that and be like, you know what, fuck it, we're still gonna use it. We're still gonna capitalize, and they're gonna be able to maybe break down those characters and put them in different areas if they do it that way. If they do it your way, then like they might dismantle the whole throne of Black Panther and be like, you know what, that failed. We had a good run. He passed away. We tried again. Didn't work. We're gonna just take these characters and put them in different areas because everybody still likes the characters individually, but they might not mess with them together.
Yeah, I mean, and then the other thing, I mean, the problem that I have with them having the son is you would imagine that they would do a time skip and then he would become the new Black Panther if they were to do something with that. It just doesn't really make sense to do so. Because you already have all of these characters. Well, now you have to age up all of these characters, and that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
and it's a whole bunch of different stuff. So I think that and I think that it would have done a lot better to just not have that part at all. Maybe try to figure out something new. Than to like, even if you were gonna have a son, don't name him T'Challa. Like that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that whole scene, like I was like, what?
It just seemed like it was just like a last minute decision.
Yeah.
If we're going from a MCU continuity thing and like it's gonna be a part of that, I can see the argument for it not being a part of it. If we're going from this was a memorial love to you, a love letter to the family. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like. It felt like a love letter to the family, a love letter.
What family?
To Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I don't know. I was about to call him
Chadwick. It felt like everybody was. Everybody was acting their ass off just to, from the emotional standpoint, to push that side. As in, like, things
but we're
making
talking
sense.
about the ending scene, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
If you're talking about
that was a thank you. Like seeing a child
for a son to just come out of nowhere.
Yes, that's
a thank you.
No.
That was to the fans.
So this is what I would say.
Why?
It's not.
We didn't need it.
So what what I'll say to what you're saying, it was until they showed his son. Her scene with trying to move on and thinking about
that
T'Challa
was perfect.
That was. But then them adding in the son, that was just a random shit.
No, it wasn't.
nobody
Yes,
cared
it,
about.
that was
It
very,
really was.
very random.
No,
she was letting
honestly,
go, letting peace.
Because honestly, it diminished the scene.
It gave her something to hold on to
No.
from him. That's what it was.
But then that defeats the purpose of what she did.
Defeat the purpose of what? Taking on the throne and doing the things she did?
No,
she didn't take on the throne.
What?
Well, not that
the
part.
thing with the clothes.
Yeah.
That's you letting go.
Yes.
And then having the kid. Well, then she's not letting go anymore.
Now that's a reminder she's gonna go back into
right.
the hurt. Looking at him is gonna remind me all the time. It just wasn't
she's
necessary.
no longer letting go at that point. What she did at that point is now useless.
Yeah.
It was a pointless thing.
It took away the scene.
Okay,
it took away the power
let me break
of
down
that
for y'all
scene.
how it's not useless.
This one right here.
I was prepared for this one.
Go ahead.
I support it wholeheartedly because for one, you're bringing in a child. I said the whole movie for one is a memorial. The whole from start to finish is a memorial, and then it's also a memorial for sure to get over her brother. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I see what you're saying. You said, hey, like they're bringing in the son. That's just bringing in a whole much more of emotions. I just did all this stuff just to get over you, and now you have a son. That's a problem. But if you look at it, flip the coin. I did all this stuff, giving up. Now I'm knowing that I have another piece of family left after not only did my mother die, my brother died. I don't have family anymore. No one is carrying on any type of legacy. And then now I have this. Yes, they could do something with the son and make him into something if they want to. But it was a nice motive to be like, hey, what's your name? T'Challa. Oh, we're bringing on the next generation. This is nice to know that he left something behind when he left them nothing. He left them nothing. So now that he's gone, I just think that's a good handshake to the fans, handshake to the family, handshake to the audience of saying, here's a son, here's a child. It was sweet. You can't. I can't argue anything else other than the fact that it was a sweet notion to bring that in.
This is where I'm coming from, right? The whole movie was not a thing like a love letter to him. It was mostly just the beginning, part of the after credit, and towards the end, because the middle piece has nothing to do with him. But those emotional sections obviously were a message to him. His family said that they liked it.
Yeah.
Whatever. The child still doesn't really have anything to do with it. And also,
it was just
even
a
if you were
cherry
to
on top.
Even if you were to have the son, naming him T'Challa was stupid. You could have named him something else. Versus that. Also, fans typically didn't give a shit. So it wasn't really like this is cool for the fans kind of thing. The majority of people were like, why did you do this? So,
especially if nobody knows about him and he just all of a sudden pops up at the end.
And he also doesn't exist in the comic books. So it's not like anybody.
Well, they had a movie where he had a son. What was it? What was the one with the next generation? It was all
that's a movie, but that's not really like a comic book thing. That was like different heroes getting together having kids. But
it just wasn't a purpose.
It's not. It's
not
not
the
like
same
a
argument
thing
for having an MCU where they can do whatever they want.
No, they can do whatever they want,
which was something I thought was fine.
I mean, it was just kind of pointless, honestly. Because I mean,
It
stayed on the pointless part. How do you not?
It was pointless.
You can't look back at it and be like, that was sweet.
It was nice.
That's
but
all
it
that
was
matters.
Pointless.
It don't matter how pointless it was.
Well, aren't we talking about what we liked and what we didn't like about the movie and trying to understand certain things?
If you like that, that's fine. Like I didn't. I thought it was a pointless thing. I mean, she's also not gonna be with him,
right?
Either she
just came for like a little space and to do that part of the ceremony that she didn't do, and then she's off to go.
Right, because he's also never going to see Wakanda because they don't want him to be a part of that. They don't want that pressure for him. So having him there, you will most likely never see him again. So what was the point of him being there if they never wanted him to be exposed to the Wakandan?
Yeah, and it can't be he's coming back. We have somebody no, because you were never introduced to it.
I never I never said that it was going to be something that they were going to actually that they were going to sit here and try to implement the whole entire time.
My argument is not them trying to implement
I'm
into
saying,
anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
it was pointless. Just like when we waited. What was it when the Captain America the scene came up when he was like, "Hey, you waited here," and so on, so on. So it was a pointless thing to see. Remember when Captain America was at the end of the movie? And he was like, "You wait," like. It was, I don't remember which movie it was, but it was a Captain America clip at the very end where he popped in and was like, hey, Okay, well it was the end of one of the Marvel movies, and
Where he was very old.
no, not the old
No,
one. He
'cause-
popped in. It was the useless scene. He literally came in and was like, "Hey, you waited this long. Appreciate you." So on, so and so, and then chucked up deuces and walked away. Like it was literally nothing at the end of the movie, but that little part, and it was a funny little scene.
I don't know what
I
we're
don't know what
talking
you're
about.
talking about.
Jesus, I can't even think of the movie. But
I'm not sure. I mean, into that, if that is something that happened, that's completely different than just adding a whole character that you're never going to see again.
I'm saying, as in,
Like,
yeah,
it's-
no, I get that, but I'm putting it on the same level of uselessness of like, okay, we don't know. You can't do nothing with it. You could do something with it if you wanted to. You can do something with it if you don't want to. But
Okay, I just want you to know something.
Y'all are funny.
You just admitted that the scene in Black Panther was useless. If you're comparing it
I
to,
told you
just
that I
compared-
did disagree with you. Did you not hear me? Did you not hear
No,
me
I
5
did
minutes
not.
ago? Listen,
Why are you upset with
No.
me?
because you're not listening.
I didn't hear you say it.
Because he didn't say it.
I did say it.
I didn't. Did you hear him say it? I
Oh,
didn't hear you
oh
say
my
it.
gosh! I'm rewinding this and I'm.
That's fine.
That's
Rewind.
fine. You can do it. Nobody's gaslighting you here. I genuinely did hear you say
We're
it.
not gaslighting you. We
Oh,
promise.
she is.
How am I gaslighting you?
She over here like, oh. I'm like sitting here like, no. I'm like,
I love how he's blaming this on me, though.
always,
Wow.
always,
Okay.
always.
right.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug, my nigga?
He
No.
was getting upset, and I know he was getting upset.
I know.
I wasn't getting upset. I was sitting there because they were like, but it's still use. I'm like, I get that. I was like, you're like, but it's still. I'm just like, I get that. I understand that you think that it's useless. I'm explaining why I'm like, it's fine. It's okay because this is not Marvel's done this before. This is not the first time they put something useless at the end of a movie and people have been like, huh. People just decided not to look at. People decided to question this one and be actually mad about it and be like, "What the fuck? This has no point." Movie was already like.
I
yeah.
think people
And
wouldn't
then it
have
was-
a problem with it if it happened in the middle versus at the end, like an after credit thing. Because typically you look at after credits as like, oh, this is something that's gonna be something important later.
So it's
but
more-
if they kind of
yeah.
did it like in the middle,
It felt like a spit to the face, like kind of like damn, the movie was already man, and then now you're doing something that has no completely sense to it.
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
It was,
no,
it was
I
like
get- I
they
never
threw it out of
understand-
left field
yeah.
kind of thing, you know. Like, but I feel like more people wouldn't give a shit if they kind of like had it in the beginning, sort of thing. But no, not the beginning.
It'll be
but
a
like the
whole.
middle.
It'll be a whole new movie at that point. If you throw him in the middle, you're like, God damn, now he got a son. Then it would have been like that. That's why I put it on the same level as like throwing, like you said, it
I
was.
just feel like the movie would have been longer.
Oh yeah, it would have been 10
It
times.
would have
been
been
long.
long as shit.
I mean, well, because even adding him in technically doesn't mean that it has to be a focus. It would just be like a focus for his girlfriend, like her, like she being like, I can't do all of these things. I can't come back to Wakanda because of this. It doesn't necessarily have to surround anything with him. It still could have been the same length of the movie. It would just be introducing him.
Well, hell, honestly, it low key would have been bad anyway because he had a kid with a homegirl, and he's the prince. He wasn't. Was he still low key prince?
Who?
T'Challa before he died.
No, he was king.
He was
Okay, but he didn't. Him and old girl never got married, right?
No.
No,
That's another reason why they
The
didn't go
kid
back.
out of wedlock.
That's another reason why they didn't know they didn't.
that's not a Wakandan culture.
Oh, it's not. It's not one of them things. They didn't care.
No.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
He was like, I'm just going to drop a kid real quick for 6 years and I'll be back.
He said,
It's fine.
"Imagine how many kids are probably else out there if that was the case."
I don't know, but because honestly, I find the kid as useless as the kid in Iron Man 3.
What kid was in Iron Man 3?
The kid that like helped him out and then was never there again
Oh,
until Tony's funeral.
oh, you know what? That was useless.
And I think they're both the same amount of useless because it's just there.
Like, you know what?
And everybody thought he was going to be
Nobody's going to
something.
notice.
Yeah. You know how useless it was? Niggas had to look up, make videos. Who is that one person that was at Tony's funeral at the end of Endgame? People had to explain it in a video.
I saw the video.
They were like, "Oh, he's older."
Yeah.
It was a Easter egg.
Yeah.
His son was an Easter egg.
Now,
He waited this long just to find his bit. It's not real.
and see, and The one thing I will say is, which is an unfortunate thing, I feel like they could have done something with having his son, and like if he was still alive, obviously, about him, because some of the original plot was T'Challa trying to fix all of the things that happened because he got blipped away. So there was a 5-year gap where Wakanda had no king and had no Black Panther. And so a lot of things ended up getting messed up and stuff like that. And then Namor comes in and all of that other stuff. And I feel like you could have had him trying to figure out, like, you know, stuff with his son and shit too.
Speaking of, we never got into the whole Namor and Shuri looking at each other like
They was finna get down.
They had the Martha situation.
They was finna get down.
They had the Batman versus Superman moment when they looked at each other and was like, "Your mom's name is my mom." That's that was a flashback
They
scene.
looked so intimate, like
they were staring at each other and he was like, "Should I kill her? I'm gonna kill her." Like that was literally his thought process every time. He was like, "Should I kill them? I'm gonna kill them."
Honestly, I don't know if it was just me, but I kept thinking he was trying to smash Shuri.
See, I told you.
I kept
that boy wanted it
because I mean
he's the strongest land dweller.
I mean, he had many times that he could have killed her, and I just feel like he
Multiple
didn't do
times.
it because he was just like, I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to see what that Wakandan like.
She understands me. She sees me.
We both got vibranium.
I was tripping.
Right.
She was talking to him from like you're crazy. Let's not try
You
to.
can't do this, but she still took the bracelet.
She was like, you're crazy. You shouldn't do this. He's like,
This
look
is
here,
a toxic relationship.
look here. I want you. That's not the point.
He's like, look at my land. Look at my people. I've been here for years.
took
And
the
I ain't.
clothes
look at this.
you
I'm
gave
luxurious.
He's like, look, I've been turning down all these hoes for you.
Look at my ankles. I flip for you.
I flow for you, bitch.
Their relationship was just like during the whole movie. It was just like, are we really gonna see a sex scene now?
Bro, I was.
They
like,
were talking
y'all
about it on Twitter.
I was watching the whole movie. I was like, y'all just fuck already.
Yep. Now the part that we and then another part that we didn't talk about, make sure we have enough time, was what's his name that came in, the dude she saw. What is his name? On the tip of my tongue. When she went to like the afterlife or whatever.
Killmonger.
Oh, my big brother.
I ain't gonna lie, that scene right there, just him sitting in that chair, like, oh, about time. The fuck. I did like that.
You're the only
scene.
person in this movie that makes sense.
Honestly, and the thing
No,
that's
like,
funny
for
is,
real.
I don't like Killmonger, but when that part happened, I was like, this is really cool. I like
That
this.
was
I
cool
like
as
him.
fuck.
I saw him. He was like, "Hey, look,
Longer hair and
Be-
everything.
Because I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, it's a cool little concept. He's like, look, the reason that I was here is because, nigga, I'm gonna show you what you do.
He was like, "This is how you do it. Like, you went my way. You decided to not go through all the politics. It's fine.
Kill them all.
Kill them all. Fuck it.
Kill whoever
that
gets in
to
your
me
way.
was definitely a shock. Like, I was not expecting. Like, I knew that he was going to be in the movie. I just didn't know how he was going to be in the movie.
I just like that he stood
It
by
made
his
sense.
I just like he stood by his convictions.
He sure
said,
did.
He said, "I don't care.
And,
everything
like-
I did, I still stand by."
See, I like that. I like that he didn't actually stand by his convictions all the way.
Not all the way.
Because he was like, I understood, like, I kind of did it the wrong way, but like what I wanted to do was a good thing. So he was like,
That's true.
you have to, you gotta, you know, what is it? You gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, kind of thing. That's what he was like. He was like, you know, I might not have done it the right way, and I was a little misguided, but like,
Like, look, you know, a couple people had to die. A couple people had to take a couple.
But I
of
am
them
glad she saw her mom a little later on, though.
she didn't actually see her mom though.
out. Oh, I thought she heard her in that moment.
It was one
She
of
came up as a.
she wasn't actually there.
like
though.
Mufasa and Lion King.
Yeah, she just. You know.
She actually wasn't there though.
Simba.
It was one of those things where it's like, you know, when her mom was explaining how I was out here and I could feel T'Challa blowing in the wind and all of that stuff, and she was
So
like,
it was
"That was a
another in the
figment of
mind thing.
yeah."
Oh,
She was like,
okay.
"That's a figment of your imagination and all that stuff." That was like one of those kind of things, like a Star Wars, like seeing your dead.
Oh, so she
person.
basically just gave in to the same mentality of like
What her
like,
mom had.
Yeah, you gotta like sometimes you gotta get out the thinking mentality.
Yeah.
It was still cool regardless, but
Don't and look. I'm gonna say, do we have enough time?
Yeah, we got no time.
Okay.
yeah, we got 5 minutes.
No, we actually started. We started late.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we got like 10.
Riri Williams, right?
Yeah.
Her fucking suit is ugly as shit.
All right.
That stupid fucking Samus suit that she had on
All right.
was so goddamn ugly.
I wasn't bothered.
Things behind it.
She looked like Samus.
She looked like an anime like.
No, she looked like Samus.
No, she looked like Samus. I was trying. It was something else that I remember. Remember JRPX on Toonami? It was like a.
I don't remember it, but I know the.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know her suit was so fucking ugly to me. But also, it had a lot of CGI problems with her suit. Also,
I seen when her face came out. Her face looked kind of like.
I pay attention to that shit for some reason, and like her shit was like fucking stupid. I liked her car though.
Her car was nice.
I liked it. I mean, but that's about it. I honestly wanted her to die, but that's because I did. I mean, I just thought it would have been better.
Y'all were in the same boat then because she did not like that girl.
I didn't like, and the thing too is like, I was hoping that I would like her because I don't like her in the comic books. And like, there's a lot of times where like I don't like people in the comic books, but then I watch the MCU movies and they're portrayed a little bit differently, and then I like them. It just made me not like her even more.
Only reason
so fuck her in the comics and in the movie.
Only reason only reason I low-key liked her in the movie is because she had the it was like I don't know what it was. It was the black thing. It was like
the black girl magic thing.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's exactly what you said when we left the movie.
I was like, that's what it felt like. It felt like the
I'm in the car like, she did. In my mind, what the fuck?
What the fuck are you talking about?
It was just like it felt like you picked up a black person from they hood and was like dropped them in Wakanda and like what the fuck is happening? Get the fuck away from me. So I was like, that was literally her reaction. I was like, this seems accurate.
If she would obviously it's the movie, but if she would have left when they said come on, it just would have been it just would have flowed better. It wouldn't have been no slow moments. She would be like, are you serious? They after me? They after me?
Yeah, she was like,
I was like, this screams black.
Duh.
She was a little OD, bro.
It screamed wrong acting for the right movie. Wrong acting for the right movie. Like if I dropped you in like a like I said, All American. If I dropped you in like a Tyler Perry, something like that. That's the type of acting it felt like her energy was giving off.
Okay, I can say that. I can say the Tyler Perry acting. Yeah,
she had black crowd acting for the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that doesn't sit right with most people. That's like if Sam was talking, like instead of like Sam when he talks about black stuff, he'll mention it like, "Damn, my brother." So like it's like something happened like that, he'd be like, "Oh, man." He's like, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about." She was just right in it, accent, flowing, terminology, everything. Everybody else is talking normal, and she's the only person. Where y'all at?
They all look tired.
Huh?
They all looked tired to me in the movie.
Everybody in the movie looked tired.
Especially what I call her Z because I can never.
She can't pronounce Shuri's name, so she calls her Z.
Shuri,
okay.
Z, whatever.
Well,
she looked tired to me.
They were all fucking traumatized.
Yes, everybody.
That's true.
They were all tired.
They're all tired.
Just in the way, like, especially when she looked her up and everything. I was just like, that arm just hard.
She been stabbed. Her body just been impaled. This girl is done. That's why she looked tired going home to go see her nephew she never knew about.
Yeah, no,
she looked at him.
She looked at him tired.
What the fuck are you?
Who are you?
not who. What the fuck are you?
She said, "Oh."
She's like, my mother knows about this, and in her mind, what the fuck did I fucking miss?
It would be really funny if she lied and she was like, "Yeah, no, your mom knew." She didn't know.
That kind of was in my head. Like, really? Okay.
Wait, so you just left this on me?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It'd have been so funny if she was like, "Yeah, so this is your auntie," and then all of a sudden she just evaporates.
Now you know what? Something that did make sense a lot is in the ending was M'Baku becoming the king. I was like, thank you. Somebody.
He is so freaking funny. In any movie he is in.
Is making sense now. He's the only person that makes sense on that throne right now.
That's because he's I always forget what the fuck his name is.
M'Baku?
No, in the comic book.
From the Jabari tribe?
No, nigga. In the comic book. He's an actual character. He's a villain of Black Panther in the comic book. It's something with the gorillas. Shut up. But he ends up becoming, well, I don't think he becomes king, but he becomes like a head counselor or whatever. Mm-hmm. He used to be a villain of Black Panther, and then as he got older, he chilled out a lot. And he was like, hey, so I'm glad we're not fighting and shit anymore. And I like that he kind of changed a little bit in the movie.
Yeah.
From being like I'm gonna fight everybody, fuck all of you, to you should probably cool down just a little bit.
Yeah, that's how he was looking at Shuri the whole time. Every time
He
she
was
walked
like,
up on him, he was the only person in the movie that was like legit. Like, I mean, I'm a ride or die, but like,
Wait, my people, like,
he like,
it's a lot.
he's like, you should think, no.
When he got hit, though.
Bro, when he got punched in the chest,
He said, huh. He said, huh. He was the highlight of the movie.
He was.
Bro,
he definitely was.
I'm like, no matter if I don't like the movie at all, chants for some reason get me really hype. I don't know why, but their chant always like hypes me up. No, not even that one. It was just like when they were like in the room.
Nah,
that. But when they were even in the room and like dude said something slick, and then all of a sudden started going, hoo, and I was like, beat his ass.
It's about to go down.
Bro, they low-key could have a whole movie about M'Baku, and I'd be like,
I would go see that.
I wouldn't want a movie. They should do like a
short.
show. Yeah. Like
yeah, they could do like a
short
Falcon and Winter Soldier type deal with him and like somebody. Who do you think would be like a good like side person with him though? Because if he can't stand by himself, he would need somebody that would be a stronger character to be with too.
True. Probably something with him and Okoye. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
I was so upset when she got kicked out of the Dormelage.
Bro.
I was so mad. I was like, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I was like, bitch, she's the best fighter you have. And there's a whole dude that can fly that's gonna bring in hell, and you kick out your best fighter.
She was like, I'm a civilian now, so what you need me for?
Bro, that's literally... Bro,
she
was
quit.
broken.
She changed so quick.
She was broken.
She was like, mother, please.
When she said that, I almost teared up. I said,
I did tear up with that part.
I said, mother, please. I said,
And especially when she tried to like resuscitate her, I did cry.
I said, Mother Panther. I said, we understand your convictions, baby girl. It's okay.
Honestly,
that was like a relationship.
She could have been Black Panther because she was fucking jacked.
Yes.
Like she was jacked in that movie.
She was, and it was funny when she's like, can I blend into the real world? She was like, she looked at her and was like, what are you talking about?
Feel that ash on your bald head.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the queen.
The queen should have been Black Panther?
Yeah, because she was pretty jacked.
Yeah.
Oh, Angela Bassett? Oh.
Angela Bassett?
I can never remember her name. Mm-hmm. But no, she was jacked. Like Shuri was like a twig.
Oh yeah. She tried. You saw the old.
She did try.
You see the old her in the old movies. They did the flashback, and they seen her now. It grew about like that much.
Well, because they said she was working out, and I saw something where she had a little bit of muscle, but I think it took so long for the movie to come out, she just stopped kind of training. It was in her face. I seen her face seemed like it was a little stronger. Like she had a strong face. Like, yeah,
but Angela Bassett always works out. I have her on Instagram. She's amazing. She's jacked 24/7.
She could have been Black Panther, honestly.
Oh me, and when she got taken out, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way you get taken out.
You should have punched the water.
I said, on me. That was a strong ass.
That's how I was like, that quick? Like, dang.
And
like,
the way she died was so aggressive.
The way she, and like, honestly, look.
She was laid out, bro.
To me, right? Because she drowned. And I was like, I don't know how.
She had the strength to throw this bitch out the water.
No, I know that. But personally, to me, she did not seem like she was that far from the thing.
They weren't that far.
And I feel like
the strength that she used to throw her out.
No, I think would have been a lot more funny is you have Namor just holding their head and everybody walks in. Everybody runs in and he's just holding their head down and then he just flies away.
Oh, this one got a little kick.
And then he's like, I'll be back in 3 days.
Like, I just feel like she just like gave up. She was like,
she said, I saw my mom drown in front of you. Correction, ma'am. You didn't see her drown. Right. She was gone. She was gone before you got there.
I wish he would have said that. He's like, actually, she died before you got there. I held her head down.
Like the speed that I used in the beginning, I used right here too.
But I will say, he was definitely with the shit though.
Yeah,
he was with the shit.
I'm actually really glad that he got a little more in shape because in the first trailer, my boy was a little chunky.
Little chunky boy.
Yeah.
And he's just with that staring shit. Like he just gonna fucking stare at you.
Yeah,
like,
he had that down.
He saw them right there trying to save them.
Something that Namor had. He had the stupid villain complex down pat because he came in and was like, yeah, so they came in, we're going to kill the scientists. They're like, wait, no, don't kill the scientists. He was like, that's my way of life. I'm killing the scientists. Fuck. And then he's like, I'm killing the scientists. And that's what he stood by the whole entire movie. And then Shuri was like, can we be peaceful? He was like, yeah. So you going to give up the scientists? And he was like, she's like, well, can we not do it the other way? He's like, it doesn't work like that.
And then let me give you my mother's bracelet real quick, and then let's see how that goes.
Like,
Here's the
honestly,
bracelet.
he did. There was no other way
But this
with
is a
him.
gift. Like
he was like, no.
like, you know.
But I do understand because I mean, like,
I get it.
like that's the way of the fucking ocean and
The
shit.
water people.
Yeah, but but god damn it, he was
The
fucking
liquid soldiers.
stupid.
The Liquid Crusaders.
Yeah, I feel like, but it also would have been a super short ass movie. When she was like, we can just keep her in Wakanda, he would have just been like, okay, that makes sense. And then everything else would have been.
Right.
That was the part that I was waiting. I was waiting on him to be like,
you know what?
you know what, you know what, you know what. If you do that, you do it. That's fine. It's
But
cool.
he was like, I can't chance it. And I'm like, it's Wakanda.
He was like, she didn't know. She didn't know. She's just a girl. He was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm old as fuck. I do not care.
The only other thing that I thought was really stupid is, he's trying to protect his home.
Yeah.
That is at a depth that nobody can reach.
Yeah,
And even if you can, you have to have that suit on.
that's true.
And even then, they can break it. Like,
Correct.
any of them can just break it. So no matter what, everybody was still safe.
So this man really acted upon like instant fear. There was no threat.
There really wasn't.
There was
any
no threat the entire time.
Nope.
They found that in the ocean, fair and square.
No, but it's the way that
Yeah.
they took those people, though. She turned around. He's gone.
Bro, they were
you
dying. They
mean
were
he's
left
gone?
and right. They were like singing the song. All of a sudden, I'm seeing people just. I'm like, what?
Jump.
I'm like, oh, okay, they just going there to fight. I said,
They
they're not
Navy
fighting.
SEAL jumped off the ship,
They're
too.
not fighting. They're jumping to their deaths.
In my head, right? I don't know why I thought about it so slow with them going into the water. I was like, damn, those niggas are just hard. They're about to go into the water and fight. Oh, no, they're not.
No,
No,
they're
they-
they're jumping. Oh,
And then he grabbed the one guy and he was like, where am I? What am I doing? And then the dude just coming out of the water and then throws a spear into the dude's chest. And I was like, oh, shit.
That was funny.
bro, no,
funny.
the fact that I thought that they were gonna get away in that helicopter.
And
I
this
did-
man literally,
I did not.
I didn't think they were going to get away.
I
I didn't
know
think they
he-
were going to get spun like that.
I didn't know. No, I was like, I figured he was gonna throw it into the ship. I didn't know he was gonna slam it into the water.
He said, "No, we
that
can't."
was very, very violent.
It was very aggressive. It set the tone for how he was thinking.
I liked all of their parts.
Yeah, all their parts, they were just with the shits the entire time. And
I
then the
will
people,
say, I'm mad at the one dude though.
which dude?
The big dude.
Yeah, where he was like the warrior. I was like, why don't you just kill her already?
He was
and
like,
he
Like
could have.
I didn't want her to die.
he
Obviously.
said, "My blade is not my blade is not worthy of you." I was like, "You disrespected the."
And then all
wrong
she did
person."
was like, what? I think punched him or kicked him off the ship, and the man fell. Was he dead?
No, he didn't die.
Okay, because
She
the only
didn't
person
die.
that you saw was the other girl that was fucking people up.
Oh, the other girl, she didn't care, bro. She was on. She's
like, why are they not dead yet? What are you
Bro,
doing?
She was with the shits to the
I
end.
thought she was gonna die too.
Yeah.
When she was like the little Sonic thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, this shit fucking hurts," and she's like, "Nah, fuck that." And she's just going up into the thing.
And she kept going too.
Bro, they were everybody fighting
would've-
left and right, dying. She's underneath there just plotting.
It would have made it hard. Like, I think it would have been a lot cooler if she's doing that and like she's just fucking bleeding and shit, like just trying to take the thing off.
That's how hard she's going for the city.
You could tell she was like very either low key jealous or very mad at him at the end. She was like, "What the fuck did you just do?"
On me, she was.
What was
that's
the
what I
point?
told
What
her
was
at
the
the
point of
movie. I
us
was like, I
losing
don't
people?
trust her. I was like, she low key. She gives me all those vibes where she's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
looking.
set them up and shit.
Yeah, like that's how I felt.
Honestly, like Namor was stupid in the entire movie except for that one part.
It made sense though. It
Yeah.
made a lot of sense.
Because I mean, I understood that one part.
He knew
The
he was about to
on-
die.
The only problem that I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they say it a lot in the movie. Technically, even if all of the Atlanteans and all of Wakanda came together, they still technically couldn't take America.
No,
Like, there's too many heroes that would just fight them, and they would lose. So
they fighting them in the water.
No, I mean, not even that, because he
Aggression.
like so because like what ends up happening like in the comic books and shit, Namor does flood all of New York at one point. The only problem is the Hulk goes down and lifts up the tectonic plate, and so people are just still fighting, and he's just holding up the tectonic plate, so people can just fight Namor. And the Hulk's physiology, he can like adapt in any place that he's in. So he was drowning, and then all of a sudden he could just breathe water.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he's just holding up the plate, and people are fighting, and then they beat Namor and shit. and then he puts the tectonic plates back in place. So
This man is just built different.
I feel like they could do that.
They could.
Well, probably not with the Hulk that they have in the MCU currently, because he's a little too weak for that.
Absolutely
shit.
not.
But like
They'll use She-Hulk.
You know what? She would probably come out of the screen and then just like erase all of it, because that's how she ended off the season.
She's like, this never happened.
Yeah, that's what she did in that's the end of the She-Hulk show.
Nah, well,
She
really
was like,
happened
this is stupid.
in the next Deadpool movie. He'll just go in there and be like, yeah, so I'm deciding to erase everything. And then just rewrites everything. That'll be phase 6.
They should.
It'll just be a flashpoint situation.
Yeah, they should have Namor fight King the Conqueror, because I'm pretty sure that nigga can knock out Namor.
He can knock out anybody.
And I'm not even talking about him being
not
with
talking
the
about
superpower. I'm talking about the actor himself.
He'll normal. That'll be the next movie. We got to see that. We got to see Creed.
The Ant-Man movie?
No.
Oh, Creed?
Creed.
Yeah.
Nah, because he's in
both.
Yeah, he's in both of them. He's in another movie too. He's flying. He about to have the same impact that Michael B. Jordan is having in movies.
Yeah, they were asking him about that. They were saying like his career is really popping off and shit. Mm-hmm. He's just a normal nigga. He's just like, yeah, I grew up on a farm. So.
Yeah, this dude is a country boy.
Yeah.
I like that for him. I appreciate that. He's gonna be the next little Michael B. Jordan. Look at him. Yeah, he had, what was it? What's the singer? The singer that did the Whitney, not Whitney Houston, but the one that dated the David Otunga from WWE.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She was on American Idol. She has a talk show. She is a very strong singer. Very, very dark
Kelly
skin
Clarkson?
lady.
No, you said dark skin.
Dark skinned woman.
Jennifer
Hudson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was on Jennifer Hudson's thing.
He could have just said Dreamgirls, and I don't know who he was talking about.
Think.
And I didn't know what he was saying.
I forgot she was in Dreamgirls.
I had never seen it. So.
It's fine. So, see, you just letting her down. There's another black movie you got to add to the list that I haven't seen. No, I've seen Dreamgirls, though. You're tripping. You're racist.
In the show. In the show.
Damn. You're right. Continue.
All right. But nah, he was on that talk show, and I was seeing him, and I was like, yep, he's having that effect.
Oh, I think I sent you that, didn't I? When he was talking, when
he brought the popcorn to her.
Yeah.
That's Jennifer Hudson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I know who she is. I never seen the movie though.
But yeah.
In the show. Just end it right here.
Yeah. Oh, is it a show too?
No, just in the show right here.
Oh.
No, we hurt her feelings
It's okay.
every time.
It's
No, you're every time.
All right, so drop a list of movies y'all haven't seen if y'all also black.
yeah.
In the comment section below. You guys got any questions or anything or any topics you want us to cover, send us out there. We appreciate y'all for another installment for the DWG podcast.
Tell us if you like Black Panther.
Yeah, tell us if you like Black Panther. Let us know.
What is your rating?
What is your rating?
Yeah.
What side do you stand on?
Yeah. Is the kid pointless or is he not?
Is the kid pointless or was he trivial? Was he a part of the project?
Will he be in Phase 6?
Watch this be the first time my conversation just floods. Useless. That nigga in the tan is dumb. He has no more opinions from him.
They say the guy in the tan is dumb and the one in the black is racist.
That light skinned girl, black power.
Slay Queen.
Rate us 5 stars, you filthy animals. Go ahead and say the line.
Oh, if you down with a good down, go ahead and subscribe.